Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Educated Business. I trust you had a very fantastic weekend and we are excited as I am today in this particular episode.
I'm great. It's been quite an interesting personally, so I got qualified as an insurance professional, so I passed my final exams. So, thank you very much. So,
welcome to the club.
It was
people.
I'm so happy, and I'm happy to be joining you. You're my senior.
No, hey. Congratulations once again. I hope that
thank you very much.
This particular milestone will open more doors and opportunities to you. And I hope that
Amen. Thank you.
Certification to much more insurance change and participation in the insurance industry.
Amen. Thank you very much. It's been a long journey, and I'm happy that I'm finally done. And
so this episode, do you think is going to be a different one? I know that we're still going on with IBS Women in Insurance.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it's another interesting episode, really, because we were speaking to another woman. I call her a superwoman, really, because I was drawn to her mainly because of her journey, from the agency space, and then going on to start up our own insurtech business, right? So it's quite an interesting journey, and it's something that I'm keen on hearing her speak about. So it'll be interesting to hear from her. Especially the fact that I have background in agency, so I think I have a soft spot towards agency. So
I think it's just about natural. So who do you think this woman is? Because I'm sure that most of us for our audience are we're excited.
Yes. Yeah, she's actually from Kenya. Eunice Maina is her name, and she's the founder, CEO of BSmart Insurance. Eunice Maina will be joining us after the break, and you don't want to miss that, so stay tuned. Welcome, Eunice.
Thank you so much.
How has it been for you in the past few months?
For me, it's been a roller coaster. Because when crisis happened, I see opportunities, and I keep asking, what are we supposed to do? What solutions should we provide? So that has really kept me very busy. Trying to find solutions that work for the industry that we are in, that is insurance. Yeah.
Can you maybe tell us a bit about yourself, right, and what your motivation is?
Okay, great. So I am Eunice Maina Mburu. Maina is my father, Mburu is my husband. Here we keep. I try to keep all the names. I am a mother and a wife, and the CEO and founder of BSmart Insurance. BSmart is an online marketplace for insurance where we enable customers to compare not just price but benefits, exclusions, and other customer views of each particular company. I've also an author of the book called Sell Me This Pen. It's a story of my journey as an insurance agent and the lessons that I've learned and what we can do to make insurance more palatable, more exciting. Yeah, so that's I've documented in that book. So you're asking about my journey to becoming an intermediate. Yeah, it's very interesting. I was a trainer. Okay, my journey goes back. I studied chemistry and mathematics in the university. So I'm a scientist. And then I worked a little bit in a pharmaceutical company in the quality control department. Basically working with the burettes and pipettes. If you remember your high school and university, I mean, for those who who did chemistry in the university, I realized this is not cut out for me. Just interacting with pipettes wasn't making me tick. So I got another job as a trainer in an ICT company. That is where I studied computer studies and a lot of many computer courses. Like I'm a Microsoft certified system engineer. I also have a diploma in international advanced diploma in computer studies by NCC Education. That is a UK-based institution. Yeah, and then I reached a point where I felt like, it's time to move to the next level. But then I didn't know. I knew I wanted a sales job, but I didn't know what exactly I wanted to sell. And so when I was ready to resign, I walked into one of the insurance companies that was just upstairs. Our company was ground floor. The insurance company was first floor. So I walked in there and I told them I asked them what happens to people who lose jobs and have a policy. And it's when the manager told me there's a job. There are jobs all over. And I said, wait, which jobs? I said, anyway, I told him I can't sell insurance because my experience was I used to see when insurance agents come to our office, my colleagues would run away from them. And I also would run. You just create a reason not to show up yet.
Sure, yeah.
An appointment. But you just create a reason. And I remember sometimes we would even tell each other if you feel like I've taken more than 5 minutes, just come and call me. So I was very curious to understand why do people run away from insurance agents? And if it is that good, because I had already bought a policy, if it is that good, why don't people want to buy it? And so my curiosity combined with now I've been given the opportunities available, I was like, after all, I'm tired in my job. It's a good thing to try. And also be an FBI, FBI to check to see whether truly what they say. So that's how I joined the insurance. I started selling life insurance, and it was very hard. It was very, very hard at the beginning. I took 3 months before I even sold one policy. And remember, as an agent, if you don't sell a policy, you don't have commission.
Yeah.
So I had finished all the dues I had received from my previous company. And so I went my negative when it comes to income. Thank you for my family because I would say that they were supportive in this journey. So it was very hard. And I kept trying to figure out how can we position insurance, especially life insurance, in a way that customers would want it. Because I believed that it had something to do with packaging. And it's true. I discovered that people did not trust insurance. They did not trust the agents. They did not trust the whole process. And so I figured, because being a trainer, as a trainer, you always try to find ways of making your students understand better. So I decided to learn about personal financial planning and management. And I learned that, I practiced what I was learning, and I started teaching my customers on how to manage their money. That is budgeting, goal setting, and how insurance fits into this scheme of financial planning. And you know what? customers started coming to me. Yes, I stopped following customers. I stopped running after customers. They started following me, and my colleagues would ask, how is it for people queue to see you in the office? Yet, as we are struggling to find them, I say, you must provide a solution to people. Yes. Yeah. You must know what is their problem, what is their pain points, and, give them a solution, and they will always follow you. So I've documented that in this book. You can find it on Amazon.
Okay, right, great. Yeah. So it's quite interesting how the experience of agents. I mean, it's kind of the same everywhere, right? I mean, you mentioned about when your colleagues, yourself and your colleagues see agents, they run away, or you create an excuse. I mean, I can really relate to some of those things, and it's just evident that there are a lot of things that we can really learn from each other and things like that. So I know that quite interesting, like you pointed out there, your journey into the insurance space and how it all started and your struggles and what made you begin to get successful. I know that you grew in the agency space up onto the leadership, right? And so what principles or motivations powered you, to climb up the ladder? Like, you are a scientist in the insurance space.
Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah, first, curiosity got me there. 2, challenges kept me going. And the more the challenges, the more I was, of course, it was a very painful process, but the more I was motivated to make it. Now, this is the reason. The challenges were, even my, family would not understand why I would stop doing what they call a noble job.
Yeah.
Start hawking, because at that point, those days, it's like you become a hawker, and hawkers were not really much appreciated. So they couldn't understand how. So and I think for me the drive was, I've made a crazy decision, and when you make crazy decisions, then you have to stand by this crazy decision and you have to make it. So I would say the challenges actually were the biggest motivation to overcome and make it. Yeah, so those challenges, because even my colleagues, the insurance agents themselves, I remember one time we were asked, why are you guys not selling? And everybody said it's because there was no money, because it was 2009. 2009 was a very difficult year in Kenya. I mean, actually it was difficult in the world because there was the financial downturn. Yes. And then in Kenya it was more because we had just come from post-election violence that had made businesses go down. So everybody was saying that it is because it's no money. But then I remember when I was asked, I said it's because customers don't trust us. And I was bored. Yeah, I was bored. They asked, so how much have you sold? Yeah, and of course, for me, I think I get solace when I cry. So I cried. I went to the bathroom, I cried myself out and knew that, God, here you have to help me because there's nowhere for me to go. So I have to make it, I will make it. So I'd say challenges really drove me to that.
That's quite interesting. And I mean, being an agent is quite tough, right? But there are a lot of things that I, for one, for example, has learned, even being an agent, you build yourself, you're able to help people, you're able to create value for people if you actually go down and do the job. In your view now, so the industry has been forced to kind of rethink the distribution aspect of the value chain, right? You play in that space now, and we'll talk about Bismart later on. But how does an insurer really choose the right distribution channel to use, in today's world?
I worked in insurance. After being an insurance agent, I got a promotion and I became the country sales manager, and also I was in charge of business development and product development at that point. And one thing that I learned during that time, and I am learning even now, that it does not begin with, you don't begin with distribution. You first need to understand the customer needs and then see what is the best product for the customer, and then find out which is the best distribution channel for that product. For example, right now, if I believe we need to develop more on-demand insurance products, and those can easily, because most of the customers who need the on-demand, they have a mobile phone or they have access to internet. Then you can just use the mobile phone as a distribution channel. So that then you can scale. The thing with on-demand insurance products, I believe that the premium ticket would be lower, and that would become very expensive to push through insurance agents.
Yes.
Yeah. So then the digital platform becomes the most optimal channel for that distribution. Yeah. So it really depends with the product and then you're able to choose the channel.
All right. So you mentioned a few things there that I'm quite curious about. So you mentioned mobile, right? And I think that if we are going to actually get insurance to every corner of Africa, I mean, we need to leverage a lot of mobile. So but could mobile be the key to us unlocking the informal sector, creating products, building processes around, mobile, so that people can consume it there?
There are many keys. Okay, there are many aspects. So when it comes to insurance, there are very many aspects, and one of the aspects is, first, do we have the right products for the customers at the moment? Or are we still selling the products that we inherited from our forefathers? Yeah, that's number one. If we have the right product, then I believe mobile is the solution. So I don't believe technology is the problem. I believe that we have to really do research and understand our customers much more first. And then we use technology to scale the solution that works. So yes, once we have the right product for the customer, then I believe mobile is the solution. For example, in Kenya, we have over 100% subscription for mobile phone. So meaning each household has a mobile phone. So it's a better way of distributing rather than through that mobile. But then we need to think like the way, I would say the way M-Pesa thinks. Because you need to make it so easy and needed. So we need to think like, what do, the lenders, because like in Kenya, the mobile lending is so huge. So what is in the mind of a customer when they're taking a loan? How can we position insurance as they do that? So that as they take a loan, part of the loan goes to paying insurance. So there's a lot of engineering that we need to do.
It means that insurers, compared to before, need to now begin to engage their customers to really understand them the more. Conversations around, customer engagement, understanding your customer, what exactly, like you said, not just selling what we have always sold before. We have been selling it for the past 100 years, and it's car insurance, right? Okay, let's just sell it as it is, right? So, but really, we are still not seeing the change that we need to see from insurance companies in Africa, right? Not so many are beginning to look at, okay, let's start creating something. But really, how important is it for insurers to begin to adapt in response to some of this customer demand?
I would just summarize it simply. It's innovate or die. And innovation is not technology. Innovation is focus on the customer need, focus on the customer pain, engineer a solution around that. That is innovation. Yes. So every insurer, every underwriter that is not innovating will die. We don't know. The question is when. It's not whether they will or not. It is when. Yes, and I see the when coming very soon. So I think we can't escape that. They have to innovate. Else, other ways will emerge that will swallow the whole.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, when you were speaking earlier, you mentioned M-Pesa, right? So I mean, we're going to come to. I know that you. With BSmart is the way that you're working with M-Pesa in terms of reaching the customer. So, but before we go into more details of that, so what? So you mentioned that you became the head of sales at the insurance company you were as an agent for, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what now at that point motivated you to set up your own business, set up BSmart? I mean, generally because, you don't usually see agents go on to set up something major like this, For here, we see maybe agents eventually, maybe after 30 years or so, they say they have a franchise, something, or, maybe a broking firm or something, or maybe they just continue to just sell the insurance. Once an insurance agent, always an insurance agent. You always get your commission any which way when you bring in your business, right? What really motivated you to go into that,
Good question. Yeah, it's true. Most insurance agents don't evolve to be something else. I am a curious person.
Okay.
I'm very curious. And when I was working in the insurance company, I had a lot of innovation ideas on what we can do. Because I was always with the customers, with the agents, with brokers, with, mobile operators. And I had so many ideas on how we can make insurance work. And that I was working in the micro insurance department. Okay. But then in organizations, when they are big, it becomes very difficult to push an idea that is fresh.
Yeah.
Because there are limitations in terms of structure and bureaucracy and all that. So a concept may take so long. For example, one of the concepts that I brought on board, the first product that I was able to develop, it took over a year from proof of concept to market. Yeah. And then I had another idea, and I had gotten even partnerships who had created technology, and it took so long to get a proof of concept. But then in my mind, I'm thinking we can do this if we can move faster. So what motivated me to leave was, I want to change the insurance world, but the structures are not allowing me to change. So I need to go so that I operate without structures.
Bold step.
Yeah, so that was a drive that pushed me to leave my job. It was a very good job. I actually, no one does that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
As my husband would ask me, who does that?
Right. Well, even being an agent is a bold step, right? Because, like you said, if you don't make sales, you don't earn, right? So you are pushed to. You get that there's already a motivation to do more, to do better. You can earn as much as you want, So now BSmart is up and running at this point. So, but now, can you tell us a bit about? I know you mentioned what BSmart does, but a bit about what exactly you offer, and that interesting bit with the integration of M-Pesa.
Oh yeah. So when we began BSmart, basically a marketplace, but then we also realized that we were hitting like a challenge, because customers will have a very smooth process online until it comes to payment and the claims management and those documentation. So we would do it manually. initially. But then we realized we need to have an end-to-end connection to the insurer. And one of the most important connection is payment. So we integrated with M-Pesa such that when a customer say they have selected, they want product X, and it is costing 2,000 shillings. So they will go through the process and they will click on buy. Once they click on buy, they will be asked to put in their phone number. When they put in their phone number, a message is sent to their phone whereby they only put the PIN, basically just authorizing the transaction to go through. And that has made it so simple and easy. Yeah, and it's awesome.
That's so. I'm curious. So Bismart is not a full-fledged insurer, right? It's a marketplace.
No, it's a marketplace.
Yeah, right. So now I'm you how your relationship with insurers that you are partnering with is, right? You as a marketplace, you want to make it easy for your customers to be able to buy, seamless, and you have insurers on the other end. Like you said before, from your experience, when you have a big insurer, they're slow to make decisions. And we see generally around the world really that engaging technology is not something that they are quick to do. Insurers, right? So, what has been your experience, engaging them on, with Bismart, and what would you want to see from them, going forward?
I think we started when the concept was very new. So most insurance companies were fearing to put their products in the marketplace. But then when we managed to get two, we decided to just run with we actually got the first two. And we started to run with it and, just made a lot of noise about it. And then the other insurers started looking for us. They are missing out. That's the beauty of insurance companies. Basically, they don't innovate. That's a fact. What they do, they just copy each other. So we capitalize on that a lot. So once we get one, we tell the next one, even so and so is doing it.
Yeah.
And so they are quick to adopt. So from where I sit, because I've been in the insurance industry, it's not been very difficult to get them to place their products online. But it was a lot of work to get them accept e-documents. Yes. In fact, COVID is what has helped us. Yeah, this season of lockdown is a blessing to us because finally we have accepted that e-documents are documents.
For the Kenya market now, for example, so can you just maybe briefly just tell us about how much of technology, the industry is adopting? Is COVID-19 really accelerating that, or still seeing a sluggish? Like you said, insurance companies they're not keen to innovate. What's the pulse in the?
I think they are keen, but I think they don't know how to. I think the structure, the bureaucracy does not allow innovation. Yeah, so I wouldn't say they are not keen. I think they all want to. Yeah, but the challenge hits them because there are so many handles, and innovation requires speed.
Yes.
Yeah, requires speed. You go to market, test, fail, go back, design again, go to market, fail. That's what is required for you to innovate. Yeah, so it's not that they're not keen. I believe they are. And I think what they should do is to partner with startups like Bismart, and the startups will innovate. Once the product works, then they can take it to the mainstream insurance. Yeah.
Right. So in terms of partnering with startups and Bismart, for example, I know that you have a white label product that you're testing right now and you want to launch soon that could benefit insurers, not just in Kenya, but maybe Africa. Can you tell us a bit about what product is about and what you want to achieve?
Yeah, because you see, we are always continuously looking at what are the problems and what are the solutions. We realize that insurance companies are spending a lot of money in technology. and so little time and energy and money on innovation.
Okay.
And so we thought that if insurance companies would focus on managing the risks and, getting the right products, then we can provide them with technology that is very cost effective, and it will take them a very short time. I'll tell you, our solution, because we put all the features that we imagine that customers will need in the future, including on-demand insurance. So all what the insurance company need is to just take their product, they pay deployment fees, and then they'll be paying a small monthly fees on a monthly basis. That means they don't need to build technology. What they need is the right products and use our technology to get customers. So it's an e-commerce. It's an insurance e-commerce platform that enables them to customize the products the way they want. And in less than 2 hours, they can go to market.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and
quite...
in 10% of the cost they would spend on technology.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So you have done the
cost, and cut time to 2 hours.
No.
Yes.
I mean, that's a win-win, and those are some of the benefits that partnering with insurtechs would bring to the industry, right? And so, I mean, we've talked about insurers. Now let's go back to agents, right? I mean, I've been an agent for a while, and part of the reasons why I felt that we needed to speak with you was because of the agency space, right? There are a lot of value that we can still get from that space. That still contributes a lot to the premium that the insurance industry in Nigeria, I'm sure also in Kenya, brings up. And so, from your experience, right? So, what skills or attitude would you encourage today's agent to have? What I call the agent 2.0.
Hey, this is Brian Falchuk from Boston, Massachusetts in the United States of America. I want to give a shout out to the InsurTech Business Series, Falumi and Damola. What you are doing to help move the industry forward in the African continent, but also more broadly for the industry at large, is so incredibly important. As I think about the future of our industry, it's conversations like the ones you're having that will help us move forward. So congratulations on the success of the show. Please keep at it.
I would say this, as an agent, let me give a quote. In times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with the world that no longer exists. And this reminds me on the bridge that you shared on LinkedIn. Yeah, and you know how the river changed course, and a whole bridge that was a masterpiece has no purpose. So what I would tell agents is, if you sit and continue doing business as usual, you will be very equipped because you consider yourself learned. Learned is past tense. And you will find that the solutions you had, the problem does not exist anymore. So educate yourself in new ways of doing your business. And I see it in this way. And we have a solution for agents also. I see it this way. You need to position yourself as, number one, a digital agent. Number two, or you can be an aggregator. Or number three, you can become a financial consultant. Those from where I see, if you position yourself to be those three, then you'll be in business for a long time. But if you keep doing business the same way, knocking doors, you will find yourself very beautifully equipped to deal with the world that's no longer exists.
What strategies, actions should the leadership of agency offices, so insurance companies who run agencies, So what strategies do you think that they should be putting in place so that they can get the best out of agents that they are engaging?
I think each agent must have a website to start with. So that's a new office. If you don't have an office, this is a new office. I call it the new real estate. You no longer need a physical building. So have a website, encourage them to have a website. The next thing is, and this I know, I have a team that can train those who are interested on how do you generate leads online, because there are many various ways of generating leads. Yeah. That's what I would do. I'll tell them.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So before we let you go, can you tell us a bit about what the future holds for BSmart and what you are working on right now in terms of maybe are you looking for investors? Are you looking to expand?
Yes, we are looking for investors. We've been in conversation with a few, and because for us, we'll say that how success will look like is when we have 2 million customers using our platforms across the board. Yes, so both in Kenya, Africa. Actually, we want to expand from Kenya. So if you call us Nigeria, we'll be very fun. Yeah, so we are looking at, actually our target is Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda. Those are our first 3 targets at the moment. And then the next phase, we can go to other countries. But those 3, we are looking at from January, we should be in those 3.
Right, that's great.
Yeah, so we can start connecting us.
So I have great people who listen to this podcast from around the world. Really, we support what you're doing, and we need more and more innovative ways of doing this insurance business, especially for Africa. There are a lot of opportunities in this space, right? And we need a lot more innovation. And if it's going to be coming from the agency first, I'm all for it, because that's my first family, right? Especially when you're talking about the insurance industry. So yeah, amazing work that you're doing, and it was a pleasure speaking with you. I really did enjoy the conversation, and thank you very much.
I enjoyed too. Thank you so much. I look forward to actually, because now flights have opened up, I look forward to travel, but let's start the conversations online, and then we can always...
Yeah, sure, no problem. No problem.
And get a copy of my book on Amazon. Sell Me This Pen.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. You will hear the whole story. I've written the whole story, including what agents can do.
Yeah, that's interesting. So definitely. So how can people connect with you? LinkedIn, or you want to share your email?
Yeah, LinkedIn is Maina on LinkedIn. For BSmart is BSmart Insurance on LinkedIn. My Twitter is at Eunice W. Maina. For BSmart is BSmart at BSmart KE. And you can reach me on email at emaina@bsmart.co.ke.
Right, that's perfect. Thank you very much once again.
Before we let you go, we elected to spotlight a company creating IoT devices, and these devices have the potential to change the way we sell insurance and engage with customers. Do take a listen.
Can you introduce yourself and what you do, Nahal?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Nahal Jermakani. I serve as the head of strategic partnerships at Novatrack Limited. I'm born and brought up in Nigeria, and Nigeria is a place that I consider home. Although I've done quite a bit of my education abroad, moved back to Nigeria in 2018. So we're third generation in this country, and it's important to note that why I bring it up usually early on, because as a expat living in the country, as I said, we've been in Nigeria for a long time, and anything that we do in the country is long term. Our company has been in various different sectors, various different services for decades, right? Now, this particular NovaTrack specifically is founded in 2007, and what I do for the company as the head of strategic partnerships for our IoT division is look at how we can utilize technology and the Internet of Things to digitalize businesses across the country, across all sectors. And one of the questions that Damola sent to me earlier this week was how has it been since the pandemic hit, or how has our business been coping with COVID? And we're happy to say that given that most of our operation is focused and the value that we bring to our customers is focused around how do we digitize and how do we bring technology into business processes. We've been doing okay. Yeah, we've been doing okay.
All right. So I know you mentioned Internet of Things, but how exactly does this tie to the insurance industry? And when insurance industry are willing to partner with your company, what exactly are they looking to benefit?
Hi, everybody. My name is Bente, and I'm the founder and CEO of MTech, and we are based in Kenya. I am very passionate about the disruption of the insurtech space, and together with our model MTech, we are actually serving insurance platform and also white label solutions for the industry. Please keep on listening to Insurtech Business Series podcast, and I hope to see all of you at the conference in December.
Thank you for the question. So the insurance industry is one that we're very keen to work with, and it's a little bit early stages at this point. How exactly Internet of Things integrates with the whole insurance offering for their clients is quite simply on the aspect of risk. We've been in touch with some of the top insurance companies, and they all have quite substantial departments which are fully focused on how do we reduce the level of risk for the end user. So insurance is broad. You have auto insurance, you have facilities insurance, assets and whatnot. Fire as well is a big thing. So when we talk about the Internet of Things, the aspect of being able to track any parameter on your assets or on your facilities. So we'll give a couple examples around fire. I think some major breweries had, I think it was Nigerian breweries earlier, a couple of months ago, had a major fire in one of their warehouse. The question with fire incidents is what happens, how is the response, how quickly is the response from the authorities, right? And when you have assets and you have physical goods in a particular warehouse that end up losing in value due to lack of response, it begs the question: what systems are in place to detect those incidences and get the information to the right people for a quick response? So when you talk about Internet of Things, we have our fire detection systems, our smoke detectors, who actually transmit information from the particular facility, whether it's a warehouse, whether it's a factory, hospital, whatever client it is. And by having access to the information when the incident happens on real time, not only real time, but the notification can be sent either by an SMS, by email. If there's a mobile application, you get an instant notification and the right people get notified for a quick response. So this is just one use case around fire that we're working closely with some of the insurance companies to bring it to their consumers.
So I know you've been around since 2007. So what exactly has been your customers' experience with partnering or using your product?
Yeah, great question. So since 2007, we actually primarily have offered solutions around vehicle tracking. Our IoT business is much younger. It's about 2 years old now. The experience from the customer on the vehicle tracking is I think at this point, most people either have a vehicle tracker on their cars, or have thought of getting it. And ultimately, the value that they get is immense. I mean, when you have companies who have large fleets of vehicles, whether it is for transporting people or transporting goods, they want to understand what is the utilization, right? We talk about the importance of data. So the variety of data that can arise from simply tracking your vehicle. You have things around, as I said, utilization, the route planning is very key. The usage of fuel in the vehicle, theft. Obviously, theft is a major major concern when it comes to vehicles. So on the vehicle side, it's it's a quite developed market. There's a number of other service providers that offer these solutions. So for us right now, our key focus on the Internet of Things is going to be on the fixed assets, not only vehicles. So I get a lot of resistance initially when people hear Internet of Things, to say that it's something that potentially they'll be looking at in the future, or it's something that's coming. It is a buzzword. You can put it along with artificial intelligence, machine learning. So we try as much as possible to educate people that Internet of Things is here. It's here today. And Internet of Things can be applied to literally anything that that you see around you. So on the insurance side, we're open to continuing to collaborate and work with the insurance companies to see what are the biggest aspects in terms of risk. How do they reduce the risk for claims from their customers? And by being able to track different pieces of information, we cater to the solution to them to ensure that incidences are reduced, whether it's fire, whether it's theft, flooding as well is a big thing that a number of insurance companies have brought up to us. So how do you reduce the incidences of these things happening? But more importantly, if they do happen, how quickly is the response time to reduce the loss? In terms of claims, the statistics are there. Federal Fire Department did a study in 2018, and there was about 5 trillion naira a year of loss due to fire incidences. And 60% of those incidences occurred during the nighttime. And usually in the nighttime, the offices might be closed if it's a commercial facility, an industrial facility. So because it's the night, the response is not there. So with our IoT devices, you get access to real time notification in the event of an incident, and then you can also customize how do you receive the alerts. As I said earlier, SMS, email, phone call. You can even customize with technology these days. You can get a phone call to the head of maintenance, for example, and whatnot.
Okay, so I'm guessing the type of partnership you're looking for currently has to do with insurance. That's correct me if I'm wrong. Insurance is as I said, it's an industry that we're quite keen to continue to break into and partner with with the major insurance companies, simply because of the potential that we see. Now, in terms of customizing the solutions, that's really up to listening to the consumer and listening to the insurance company on what they need, what are their pain points. Oftentimes with InsurTech, and you guys are an expert on the InsurTech side, there's a lot of conversations around registering, processing claims, giving quotations and whatnot. So, we're quite keen to raise awareness that there's also within the InsurTech space a key aspect of how do you reduce risk. And then when in the event where an incident happens or you have a claim, how do you reduce the value of that claim by having access to that information
through the Internet of Things, through sensors, and the scope of what's possible. The scope of what's possible is quite large. So, follow me in terms of the education piece for the insurance companies. At this point, like I said, we're taking more of an educative and consultative approach to see what are the pain points and what do people actually need. Where is the highest value of loss and the highest value of claims for the insurance companies, and how can we work together to reduce those claims and reduce those the value of the loss in the event of incidents. Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you think people can reach you? Like, how can they contact you if the insurance company actively looking for, such partnership to, especially in terms of claims management and other part of the businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can reach out to me directly through LinkedIn or our website. So our website is plugandplayiot.io. So either our website or reach out to me directly on LinkedIn, and we'd be happy to start the conversation and see how we can support the insurance companies to reduce their value of their claims and ensure that their clients are able to respond quickly in the event of an incident, whether it's theft, fire, flooding, and whatnot.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Nahel, for coming on our podcast. We hope to have more of these conversations with you. I don't want to say in the future, but sometime soon. Yeah,
it's my pleasure. I mean, as I told you earlier, I'm honored to be on this show. I'm really impressed by what you guys are doing. And technology has a huge potential. I mean, you look at countries like China, like India. China has lifted 500 million people out of poverty within a period of 15 years. The issues in the Nigerian economy and the challenges of the day-to-day businesses is well documented. Now, we prefer to be solution oriented, and we strongly believe that technology is the way forward for lifting people out of poverty, similar to what China has done. Our engineers who work on our Internet of Things solutions are all they're all trained locally. We bring in the expertise and then train them to hopefully eventually develop their own IoT businesses, where they can build their solutions, whether it's insurance or other industries.
All right, then. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Hello, and welcome to the news update. I'm Damilola. First, the headlines. Adeolu Adewumiza to take over as MD CEO of Alliance Nigeria. Law, Union and Rock Insurance shareholders accept new investors' offer for shares. Africa re-records 30% growth in profit in H1 amidst the pandemic. Court favors small businesses, asks insurers to pay out COVID-19 claims in the UK. Now, the details. Adeolu Adewumiza to take over as MD CEO of Alliance Nigeria. Alliance Africa has announced a new leadership change at Alliance Nigeria. The change, according to the insurer, is still subject to the approvals of the local regulatory authorities. Adeolu Adewumiza, currently the regional head of mergers, acquisitions and transformation, has been nominated as the MD CEO of Alliance Nigeria. She is penned to succeed Sukomi Adekeye. Law, Union and Rock Insurance shareholders accept new investors' offer for shares. The shareholders of Law, Union and Rock Insurance PLC have accepted an offer of Naira 23 per share for every 50 ordinary share they held from the new owner of the company, Verod Capital Management. the board of Law Union and Rock secured the exit payment from its investor in the quest to get full value for the investment of shareholders of the company. Africa Re records 30% growth in profit in H1 amidst the pandemic. The reinsurance firm, the African Reinsurance Corporation, Africa Re, has recorded a gross premium income of $393 million at the end of the second quarter of 2020, compared to $431.87 million reported in the same period of 2019, being at 8.99% below prior year. This is as net profit in the first 6 months of 2020 was $18.72 million, outperforming the same period in 2019, an increment of 30.03%. Court favors small businesses, asks insurers to pay out COVID-19 claims in the UK. Thousands of SMEs expressed their excitement after a court ruled that the insurers should pay out on some business interruption claims connected to the coronavirus pandemic. A number of insurance firms had rejected almost all claims for lost trade relating to COVID-19, arguing that policies did not cover unprecedented restrictions imposed during the lockdown. With the new development, insurance companies will likely pay out £1.2 billion to about 37,000 SMEs on their business interruption cover. And that's it on the news update. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that conversation. It was a swell conversation. A lot of talking points, a lot of things. I take away our thoughts around the Agent 2.0. Being intentional, really, because I still think that agents play a huge role in the industry, and they can help the industry to gain a lot of grounds, especially looking at the fact that they have a lot of conversations with the customer, right? And so they hold a lot of knowledge and information and influence, at the grassroots. So engaging them the right way. But then the agents as well need to, like she mentioned, be more intentional and go all out. The mindset has to change. So what stood out for you?
Well, I was going to say you took the word right out of my mouth. Well, again, I like the fact that she was able to, capitalize on that agency part and was able to, distribute insurance through a, digital market. So she now has, like the Bismart now is a one-stop shop for you to purchase insurance. So you have should I say a mini Jumia where you buy insurance, someone to check the best rates, to check the best policy wording. I think it's actually an interesting one, especially now that a lot of people are looking for the easiest way to compare prices and to pick insurance that is most suitable for their financial status as well as their wants and needs.
Yeah. So, we are so excited for Eunice Maina and what she's doing with Bismart Insurance and all the way there in Kenya. And thank you very much again for coming on. It was a pleasure having you. It's not every day that we get a superwoman to be on our podcast.
Now I see why you call her a superwoman.
Yeah. And with the book again, so the documenting all of our work in the agency space, So I definitely am getting that book. So I need to enter into our mind and see how that works.
Please. We need it time.
Yes. So yeah, thank you very much once again, and we definitely will continue the conversations. We have a lot of things coming up, and definitely we'll be engaging Eunice Minor and a lot of other people who are doing great stuff in the insurance and insurtech space across Africa. So these guys are really the trailblazers. As that space is still quite growing and promising. So yeah, we are happy to support them and also engage in any way that we can.
Thank you so much, Eunice, and thank you to all our listeners. We appreciate your contribution and your views as well as your input as well. Thank you so much. We hope that you have a fantastic day.
Yes. Take care and stay safe.
Bye.